Some TV shows come attached to a wave of hype for months prior to their appearance on the schedules, whether because of the people involved or due to the long-awaited adaptation of a precious book or property. For those shows, the event is that they're appearing in it all. Realistically, the only direction they can go afterwards is down, if they're just not as good as everyone's hoping they'll be. Then you get the shows which come out of left field to surprise everyone. The ones that no one expected to love as much as they did. Shows made from original material, or in formats no one expected great things from anymore. Shows with unknown casts, unknown stories, and unknown potential. And well, seeing as just about everyone, their aunt and their uncle has a Netflix account these days, either that or they're bumming off their old uni flatmate's account, shh, it's our little secret, I'm immune from what culture, and there are 10 unexpectedly awesome Netflix TV shows that need binge watching. Number 10. Ozark. Appearing on the streaming service as if out of nowhere in July 2017, initially Ozark seemed to bear a lot of resemblance to another show about a family man thrown in out of his element with a criminal crowd. Where Walter White's character arc only ever curved downward, Jason Bateman's Marty Byrde is in over his head from the very first episode, just struggling to stay above water. Byrde is a Chicago financial advisor whose firm laundered drug money for the cartel. Caught skimming millions and with his partners murdered, the innocent Marty improvises a scheme to avoid the same fate. He'll replace the $8 million and take it to Missouri and the Ozark resort community, promising to return it clean as a whistle in 3 months. If not, he and his family will die. Bateman, best known for his comic chops and the always amazing Laura Linney as his wife Wendy, turn in career best performances. It's not as challenging as its New Mexico set Big Brother, but Ozark is a darkly entertaining crime drama that fits perfectly in the same niche. Number 9. Top of the Lake. Arguably the finest meditations on murder have originated from Europe in recent years. From bleak police dramas like The Killing and Broadchurch making America's TV cop thrillers all look like silk stockings. Well, Australia and New Zealand have now thrown their hat into the ring with Top of the Lake, from the Oscar-winning auteur Jane Campion. Elizabeth Moss plays Robin Griffin, a police inspector specializing in sexual assault and rape with a dark history of her own. In 2013's Season 1, she devotes herself to solving the mystery of a vanished pregnant 12-year-old in New Zealand. In 2017's Season 2, subtitled China Girl and set in Sydney, Griffin investigates the death of an unidentified girl found on a beach. Moss's work in recent years has only bolstered her reputation as one of the world's most compelling actors, and here she's ably supported from career heavyweights like David Wenham, Holly Hunter, Peter Mullen, and Nicole Kidman. A welcome addition to Season 2 is Game of Thrones' Gwendolyn Christie as Griffin's new partner. Powerful, unsettlingly beautiful, and utterly riveting, Top of the Lake is a masterpiece of television production from a star and a writer/director at the height of their powers, and will stay with you long after the credits roll. Number 8. The Santa Clarita Diet. Husband and wife realtors Sheila and Joel Hammond are living fairly bored and boring lives with their teenage daughter Abby until a batch of bad clams claims Sheila's life in an explosion of projectile vomit. When she wakes up, Sheila's still dead and craving human flesh. Victor Fresco's horror comedy didn't initially look promising, but thankfully Santa Clarita Diet is absolutely gruesomely delightful. Timothy Oliphant is a joy, ditching the laconic cool of Justified's US Marshal Raylan Givens to give us the over-the-top performance of a lifetime as the good-natured, anxious Joel. Meanwhile, ironically, her untimely death gives faded wallflower Sheila a whole new lease on life. She gains confidence she never had, and a sensuality and a lust for life that Joel has a hard time keeping up with. Yes, technically this is necrophilia. No, it's best not to overthink it. Number 7. Titans. Although a DC Universe exclusive over in the States, for us poor Brits and others yet to get access to WB's bountiful platform, Titans has found a home on Netflix. As someone who thought it looked like pure cack after the first trailer, I have to concede that maybe, just maybe, I was wrong. That's right, Titans is literally the definition of a show that is unexpectedly awesome. To begin with, it looks like a pure aberration compared to the team's most iconic incarnation, but scratch beneath the surface and you'll find some real appeal. There are great performances all around, and it's allowed DC to springboard into other genuinely great shows too, like Doom Patrol, which has the Brendan Fraser as Robot Man. Anyway, as someone who genuinely was anti all things Titans, give this one a shot. You might just be surprised. Number 6. The Staircase. Before Serial and before Making a Murderer, we had The Staircase, a true crime documentary series that debuted in 2004, detailing the death of Kathleen Peterson, found at the foot of her stairs by her husband Michael. Arrested for a murder after forensic and circumstantial evidence seems to contradict his story, Peterson's case was followed by French filmmaker Jean-Xavier de Lestrade and compiled into a miniseries documenting the trial up to his conviction and sentenced to life without parole in 2003. It didn't end there though. Conspiracy theories began to mount. Persuaded that a key witness had exaggerated his testimony and qualifications at trial, a judge allowed a retrial in 2010. Peterson, who maintained his own innocence, eventually allowed an Alford plea to be entered on a reduced manslaughter charge. That's where a defendant doesn't admit guilt but enters a technically guilty plea due to the existence of sufficient evidence to convict him. Thank you, Perry Mason. Compelling and incredibly detailed with astounding archival footage, a unique access to the case, and additional episodes commissioned by Netflix, The Staircase is possibly the best true crime documentary on television. Number 5. Nailed It. Okay, this might raise a few eyebrows, but Nailed It isn't just another MasterChef/Bake Off style cookery competition. Premiering in March 2018, the show was inspired by an online fan for terrible amateur bakers posting pictures of their god-awful messes they created while trying to pursue baking perfection. That would be the key to the show's unexpected success. It became so bad it's brilliant by showcasing the efforts of self-confessed terrible bakers and encouraging the judges and the audience at home to laugh with the competitors, not at them. Run over 35 fast-paced minutes on a frenetic edit, the bakers would be allowed to hit a panic button if they ran into trouble, gaining assistance from the judges. Nailed It's host, comedian Nicole Byers, would also insert herself into the show by allowing the first round's worst baker to hit a second panic button, propelling her at the other two competitors to psych them out and distract them. Refreshing, silly, and so much fun to watch, Nailed It is the antidote to and the antithesis of reality television as you know it. Number 4. Dark. Debuting in December 2017, Netflix's first German-language original series is clever, atmospheric, and sophisticated television, beginning with a fairly traditional missing kids in a small-town mystery and flowering into something unexpected and odd as the narrative unfolds. The first season sees generations of conflict between four families in the German town of Winden begin to unravel in increasingly unsettling ways, as the protagonists in 3 different time periods become aware of the manifestation of something weird in the caves beneath them. While comparisons with Stranger Things, its contemporary on Netflix, are unavoidable, Dark has as much in common with it, Lost, and Twin Peaks. If Dark continues to build on what's gone before, it could be ready to escape its influences to stand alongside them as one of the true greats of the horror genre. Number 3. Love. Created by Judd Apatow, star Paul Rust, and his wife Leslie Arfin, some combination of the three had a hand in the writing of a significant proportion of all 3 seasons of Love, allowing for a powerful and consistent voice to the usual writer's room feel of American television. Running 2-3 seasons, Love sees Rust play supposed nice guy Gus alongside his on-screen love interest Mickey, played to perfection by Community alumnus Gillian Jacobs. Brothers in this? I guess I'll allow it. Addict and party animal Mickey is never an easy match for Gus, and the show delights in exploring ground that most romantic comedies don't have the space for or the inclination to even touch. Accordingly, Love is unflinchingly honest and almost humiliatingly intimate, as well as genuinely hilarious when it needs to be, anchored by a career best performance by Jacobs, who plays the role like she's been told it's her last time on television. Love is searingly realistic in investigating the contradictory intimacies of this invented relationship, so much so that you wonder how much of Russ and Arfin's own relationship is in the bones of the show. It's heartfelt and really rather wonderful. Give it a shot if you haven't already. Number 2, Dead to Me. Coming seemingly from nowhere this past May, Dead to Me is one of those unexpected, dark, delicious delights that television fans live to discover. Playing Jen, a widow still reeling from the death of her husband in a hit and run, Christina Applegate is her usual intimidating laser-eyed self with the gain cranked up, all feedback and flair, radiating hurt and rage. Sardonic and bitter, determined to force the police to solve what she considers to be plain and simple murder, Jen befriends empathetic hippie chick Judy, Linda Cardinelli, at a support group meeting, and the two become unlikely best friends as they help each other navigate through their individual tragedies. But there's a twist. Actually, there's more than one. Caustic, gallows humor intertwines every scene like veins of gold, Applegate in particular delivering her lines as though spitting bullets. And number 1, Castlevania. Castlevania has absolutely no right to be as good as it is. Based on an incredibly successful video game franchise harking back 3 decades, this stunning animated series sounds like it should be pretty naff. Another gaming adaptation destined for the bargain bin alongside everything Uwe Boll has ever done. Originally intended as a feature film, the project took on legendary comics writer Warren Ellis, woo, in 2007, and slumped straight into development hell until galvanic Uber producer A.D. Shankar revived it in 2015, with Netflix committing to a 4-episode mini-season. The plot is fairly straightforward. Count Dracula's human wife is falsely accused of witchcraft by a corrupt church and burned at the stake, bringing the grief-stricken vampire out of retirement with a promise of vengeance against the whole of Wallachia. And the only ones who can stop him are excommunicated vampire hunter Trevor Belmont, the sorcerer Sifa Belnades, and Adrian Fahrenheit Chapesh, Thamfir, son of Dracula Vlad Tepes, better known as Alucard, the Demon Lord's mirror image. The result is extraordinary horror television. The blood-drenched design is flawless, creating a hellscape heavily influenced by anime, while Ellis's script, witty and self-aware, gives the brilliant voice cast featuring genre mainstays Graham McTavish, Richard Armitage, and James Callis plenty of grisly meat to chew on. The expanded second season ups the ante in every respect, and with a third season in production, it looks as though Castlevania, the first video game adaptation to ever receive a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, might run and run. But I want to know what Netflix shows caught you off guard down in the comments below. Once you've done that, please be sure to leave us a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and check out What Culture on social media at What Culture, and me personally at Ewan Ruins Things. For now though, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!